Alright guys, today is another very beautiful day, and we can therefore look at Microsoft Excel. I'm going to take you through the basics so that you can master how to use Excel for its purpose and more. So before me or before you all, we have an Excel program. We have opened it, and I'm sure you remember how to open a package from the Microsoft suite. Remember how we opened Microsoft Word. So we are going to look at a few things. One is, what is an Excel program? What is it? So Microsoft Excel is a spreadsheet. What that means is that this is basically a collection of rows and columns. Microsoft Excel is a collection of rows and columns. You can see here, this is a collection of rows and columns. The rows run from left to right. These are rows, 24, 22, like that. These are rows. Then the columns, they run from top to bottom, vertically. Those are columns. Those are columns. So what you can already tell is that columns are labeled from A to Z, alphabetically from A to Z, whereas the rows are numbered. The rows are numbered from 1, 2, 3, increasing like that. So that number goes on and on and on, thousand, depending on the amount of data that you have. Will depend on which number of row you are going to end up at. Now, what is this? What I've just clicked here. This is where a row meets a column, or this is where a column meets a row. As you can see here, this is a column and this is a row. So where a row meets a column, we call this a cell. This is a cell. All right, this is a cell. Now, a cell is identified by the column letter, and the row number. A cell is identified by the column letter and the row number. For example, this is on column C and row 8. Where is that? It is here. There, this is the cell address. So because this is a cell, the identity of that cell, we call it the cell address, and it is here, C8. Supposing I were to say, for example, J8 and pressed enter, see what goes on here. We now jump to column number J, or column label J, and row number 8. So this is a cell, and to get the address of that cell, you simply take the column label and the row number. That is how we identify a cell. So therefore, we can also say that because a spreadsheet is a collection of rows and columns which end up forming a table, we can also say that a spreadsheet is basically a collection of very many cells organized into rows and columns. Now, you can also notice some similarities between Excel and Word. For example, in Word you saw File, we had a tab called File, we had Home, we had Insert, we had Page Layout, we had Review, we had View, and in a few versions, this is Excel 2021 of course, but in a few versions below 2021 or 2019, this help is not here. It is somewhere here. But in our case, we are having help there where you can get all sorts of help depending on the context of what you are working on. So those are some of the similarities you saw. You also saw this smaller ribbon here where you can save, you can undo, you can redo, and all that. And then we also had the status bar here. This is the status bar. Then this is the document area. This is referred to as the document area. Why? Because this is where we put our data. This is where we are going to input our data, and therefore it is called the document area. This one here is called the formula bar. This one is called the formula bar. Why is it called the formula bar? And in the same sense, we are having the tab here called formulas. Now, that is because Microsoft Excel is magically used for data analysis. It is used for data analysis. For example, we get some data. We intend to get the mean, the mode, the median, and so on. You see? So to get those things, we need formulas. And that's why we have a tab here for formulas. formulas. We are going to see all those formulas and more